All right. So yeah, Miami moves on to 4-4. Beat again Pitt and NC State the past two weekends. Who again in a jumbled up ACC, there is no clear elite program by any stretch, but they have looked like the two best teams over the course of the season in the conference, and Miami's taking care of them. And yeah, Tyler Van Dyke, my goodness, he is slinging it around. It is something to behold.
Yeah, and just on the counter point of what you just said, this is why Miami is infuriating. Because these are the kind of performances that we rightfully should have been had. Why did it take you until weeks 8 and 9 of the season, or 7 and 8, whatever it is, to put together a solid performance against a team that, against the FBS team? Because again, we went 323 days between beating an FBS team since last December 5th at Duke, right? Why does it take this to incite the kind of performance that we're talking about? Why does it take this situation to play the players that you should have been playing? Like, this is what the frustrating thing is. This is the team that I wrote before the year should be 10-2, right? This team right here. But it took us 2 months of the damn season to get. This is what the frustrating part is. This is why I've been writing those pieces, and I finally got it onto the website, but the hot seat heat check. Where I'm talking about, hey, this is what the temperature on Manny Diaz's seat as the head coach at Miami, because we're not winning the games. And it took until then. It just doesn't make sense. And Luke Walker, thank you. I do got that, gym teacher swag. I would shout out the company that made this sweatshirt, because it is very comfortable and has a little pocket right here for your mobile devices, but they're not paying me, so never mind.
There is actually a company that's not necessarily paying me, but sending me free stuff. But I got to figure out exactly how to use the stuff. But it's wallet type material, like detectors on how to find keys and credit cards and that sort of thing, and wallets. And I just unpackaged it a few minutes ago. But anyway, we will get to that at another point. The special teams is being brought up here by Chris in regards to not fair catching the ball, which has obviously been a rule in play for about 3 seasons in college football, to get the ball at the 25-yard line and failing to bring it out to the at least 25-yard line.
Yeah, I cannot explain why he's not doing that. I think this is another data point towards Pat Key not being good at his job, and Miami needing to look in a different direction in terms of who's going to be special teams coordinator. Because again, only 2 of your 6 specials are good. The ones where we kick the ball for at the end of a possession, whether that's extra point or field goal with Borregales or a punt with Lou Headley. Those 2 specials are great. Full stop, great. Kick return, punt return, kick coverage, and punt coverage, right? Those are bad. Those are real bad, especially the return. Real bad. 2 weeks ago, you had Jacoby George fumble the ball twice on the same punt return. Then this week, you saw Brashard Smith trying to play hero ball like he's, shout out to my Lions fans, like he's the second coming of Mel Gray or Devin Hester or who was the joystick? Hall from
Dante Hall.
Dante Hall. Like he wants to be them mixed together / Ed Reed / Charles Woodson and Rod Woodson on interception returns. So he wants to be all those players mixed together and barely gets to the 15-yard line. Bro, what are you doing? One time is more times than enough, because you've gone over this in practice. But at some point, I'm not saying that you need to, we're talking about discipline and whoopings and things like that last week. I'm not saying you need to do that. I'm not saying you need to grab a face mask, but you might need to grab a shirt and get in front of that young man's face and say, young man, hey, what you're not going to do, God, I sound so old. Young man, what you're not about to do is that, because you're costing our team. Now, luckily, Tyler Van Dyke was on fire, so all you were doing was adding to his yardage total. But in another game, and in other games this year, okay, games that have been 1 score, really close. This game was in 1 score. It was 38-34. In another game, and even in this game, that could have cost Miami the game, that decision. So, yeah, that's a thing that needs to change. So that's on the special teams coach. Because, again, you either coach it to happen or you allow it to happen. And I'm sure he didn't coach that to happen, so that means you're allowing it. Why? Because you don't want to yell at Brashard Smith Get out of here. Yell at him and improve the performance. Coach him to deliver the performance that you require from him. Period. That's what needs to happen. So, it is very tough. I'm not going to say it's easy to be a coach or anything, but yeah, no, specials has suffered under Packy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it is a big deal. Field position means a lot. And to get a drive started at the 8 or 12-yard line, somewhere inside the 15, it's a first down to a first down and a half of differential versus being out at the 25-yard line.